Hey, greetings. Happy holiday. Happy holy day. I say that because every day is a holy day. So happy every day. Happy holiday. One Love Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Rod here with Ellen Suazo, our practitioner, Lita Perez, our dear friend, contributor, woman behind the scenes as well, and the awesome Dr. Reverend Peggy Hostetler. We're just so grateful to be here on the last meeting of the year. And we got more and great good for you as well. So we're going to start as we usually do with our opening song, Choosing Heaven. And your job, whether you choose to accept it or not, but you're doing it all the time, is to think of what heaven is for you, what it looks like, especially today. What would heaven be like for you? What is your choice? And the choice you make for yourself is a choice you make for all. Why? Because we're all one. And here we go. So please feel free to put into the comments what you're choosing, and that will be added in to the evocation, the opening prayer. All right, so here we go. Choosing heaven today. Uh, it's coming. Yes, indeed. Choosing heaven. All right. So, so wonderful to be here with each and every one of you. And this is it's a special day, of course, because we have the opportunity to commune together. This is a community that we get to do it together, and I'm just so grateful to have all of you here. Um, and we're on a mission, One Love Center, and many of our communities around the world. But One Love Center, we have a mission to provide a stable, welcoming community for all who choose to learn, practice, grow, and play in the unfolding of the understanding of spiritual principles, and most importantly, spiritual living. We envision a world. This is our vision. We see the world. I mean, even now, and progressing and rising to do so as a sacred environment where spiritual living flourishes. Uh, why? How? Through the continual growth and development of learning and the application of the spiritual principles. This is how we have spiritual living through spiritual principles. And One Love Center practices compassion in service, love in action, and joyous, prosperous giving in the community. And very simply put, welcome to a place where love grows. This is what we do. And the more we practice love, the more it grows, the more it spreads out and in and around to everyone. And talking about spreading to everyone right now, we have our opening prayer by Dr. Peggy. And it's a powerful opportunity to have us become more deeper and higher in a spiritual celebration happening now. So, without further ado, Reverend Peggy.
Oh, I just invite us to turn within and leave behind all of our busyness that has brought us to this moment and allow ourselves to fully center ourselves, whether we are live on this wonderful StreamYard celebration this morning, or if one is seeing it in a recording, whether someone's in the room with one another, however we are viewing this, let it be an experience of joy. As this year, 2024, comes to a close, let us give thanks for all there has been this year that is good, and looking forward to even better next year. Let us know that our time together this morning sets the tone for that to take place. I give thanks for each and every person here, knowing already that Spirit is here, right where we are, wherever that might be. Whenever we're viewing this, whenever it's unfolding in our lives, we know that God is right there, surrounding and blessing us, that we do live and move and have our being in divine love, and that One Love Center stands truly as a center of that divine love, blessing us and lifting us, awakening within us, and giving us the opportunity to grow together spiritually. I do give thanks that this is so, and let us say together, and so it is.
And so it is, and now it is. Thank you so much. We're going to have Lita Perez uh, just kind of bring home what it is about prayer. Oh, you're muted.
I should keep it unmuted. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of the last service for 2024. I'm very excited to be here. So what you just heard was a prayer, an affirmative prayer. One Love Center has prayer professionals ready, willing, and able to remind you that Spirit is full of power, charged and already within you for your immediate use. And you have any requests, if you have any requests for prayer, you can email us at rod17@gmail.com. You can call 844-295-5155. And please know that all your prayer requests are kept in the strictest of confidence.
Thank you. And also, if you need more in-depth time, we will certainly provide that for you. It's usually at a fee basis. However, no one is turned away, and we will most certainly continue. Well, I mean, in your prayer requests, we prayed for a period of 7 days. However, we have a request that if you make a prayer request, that you follow up with us. Let us know when your prayer is answered. And I mean, it could be answered the same day, next day. Let us know. We're always happy to not only know that, however, if you feel it's not answered, we'll continue to do our prayer work. So definitely let us know. And yeah, so this is a great time for us to be together. Um, I it's like first I just want to just my accolades for Dr. Peggy. She's such an awesome instructor, educator, not just a teacher, and it's just a pleasure to be in your presence,
Mm.
whether it's at play. It's been a while. We've been on cruises together with our class and ceremonies and celebrations. So it's always a great pleasure. And Ellen is our practitioner here at One Love Center, and I'm always learning stuff from her as well. Uh, so it's I've seen her progress in her spiritual process and education and living. And Lita Perez, who has been a wonderful student and a wonderful contributor to One Love Center. She's volunteers with us, so she most certainly has our heart and by her service and other things. She's just a good friend as well. So anyway, we're talking about expanding at the top. It's now, the title, there's a little something there because when you get to the top, how can you expand? It's a top. It technically means there's no more room. However, because we are metaphysical types, we know that there's always room at the top because the top is always expanding. Just as we know the universe is always whatever we can imagine the universe to be, whatever it is expanding. There's always more, never less. And so that's the conversation for today. Um, what's next? There's a saying that says, when you get to the top of the mountain, keep climbing. That's a Zen Buddhist saying. And our principles, it's like we're never there. Are we there yet? Yeah, well, are we really ever there? And wherever we think we're there, there's more to find. So anybody at any time can feel free to jump into the conversation about expanding at the top, and then we'll throw in some quotes.
I love to look at it from a scientific point of view. There was some occasion back in the 1800s when someone thought they'd learned everything there was to know about physics.
Mm.
And that was before the new physics came. Perhaps when the television and telephone were invented, there might have been those who thought, oh, we finally reached it. But now we have cell phones and personal computers, for us to know that as human beings are forever expanding in our knowledge of the physical world, so there is that at the spiritual level for us to know that we never will be at a place of having arrived. And that's a good thing, that no matter how good life is, it can still unfold and grow in our understanding of abundance and our experience and expression of it, and of love and of wholeness, and because we're dealing with the infinite. And we can't contract the infinite, but we can always expand the finite. I think that's a Thomas Troward quote. And so here we are expanding the finite consciously today in this conversation, and I love it. Thank you for inviting me to be here today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being here, and thank you for those nuggets. And it's interesting because even in what we consider the finite, like our bodies, the shape and form that we have, when it reaches its expiration date, when it fully believe that it just changes form. There are atoms and molecules and all other parts of what we considered the whole, the complete me. goes in, it could expand into whatever else it is to be. And it's some other finite form. Yeah, so, yeah. So, I'm going to bring up a quote that we can mess with. Let's see. Oops. Okay. So, as we are working to bring up the quote, okay, the first quote, I'll get it. Okay, it's coming. There it is. Okay. Ellen, can you see that?
No, on my glasses.
Oh, okay. I'll read it. It says, find me one person who can get their own littleness out of the way, and they shall reveal to me the immeasurable magnitude of the universe in which I live. And that's by Ernest Holmes, founder of Science of Mind, from the Sermon by the Sea lecture. And it's always, to me, a incredible idea. First of all, to put my ego aside, to recognize my own littleness and get that out of the way. So what's revealed to me is the immeasurable magnitude of the universe, which also just to me means that other this E word, expansion. Immeasurable is as far as I think I can see, there's more. As far as our telescopes can see, there's more. And it also reminds me of the finite world and the infinite world. The finite is that which I can see, and that which is in my mind, which is where the immeasurable magnitude is, I think. Anybody want to jump in on that?
Yeah, certainly thought is always expansive as a potential. And if we were to bring this home to our personal experience, we might think that that which is right in front of us is limiting us in some way. But if we can let go of that, I think that's getting our littleness out of the way. Then Spirit's wisdom and love can come forth, and we can actually solve everyday problems. As long as the problem right before us is the only reality that we know, we're stuck there. But as soon as we allow ourselves to just take a step back and relax and hand it over, what is it, the Emmett Fox quote, don't think about the problem, think about God instead. When we do that, then we are opening ourselves to the solution, because in God there is no problem. There are only solutions. So yeah, so this is very personal to me, that particular quote. I find that it applies to almost everything I do every day.
Thank you so much for sharing, Reverend. I think it's so beautiful what you share, that when we thought that, that there's so much to expand to. Before we had TV, all the time I've been getting, and how every year technology better, right? And to me, it's to know that if I let go, the possibilities are limitless. There's so much, and the fact that I can be in God, allow God within me to show me the way, to show me more mind can, because a lot of times I can be stuck with my little one. But what if I still allow the God within show me the possible, the infinite power, and the many ways and enjoy something, eat something, or give something. So it's definitely gives me a lot of hope, gives me a excitement that I think I know. Always, there's always, and I say be boring if once I think that would be it. It'd be kind of boring.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Ellen, it's a little disruption in your delivery, the connection.
Mm.
But we got it. We got it. And Lita contributed, I believe it was Lita, comment. And if you could put that on the screen, Lita. Yeah, go ahead. Speak to that, would you?
You know what? When you had that other quote, it reminded me of this Emerson quote: "Let us take our bloated nothingness out of the path of divine circuits." I'm not sure if you can hear me also. Coming in and out, so my apologies. But we tend to say, I've got it, I'll take care of it. And we need to remember to take that step back, step to the side, not back, to the side, and allow spirit to lead the way. So if we get ourselves away from that urge to control it, we'll see the divine working within us.
Absolutely. And and that's the thing. Again, we're just reminded to, first of all, think more highly of ourselves. uh, that yes, there is this lower operating system within me that operates really on a truly finite level of looking at life. And then there's the accepting that there is the greater, as Ellen was saying, that there's more, this, when you think you've got it all, when you've arrived, well, as in the quote, you look up and there's more of the mountain to climb, there's more to know. And it's so funny because getting that bloated nothingness out of the way reminds me of this more for me to let go of, that I think I know, or maybe I knew, and it's really not servicing me anymore, because it already helped me get to where I am. And I just want to hold on to everything. It's like I need to buy another suitcase of all this other stuff I've accumulated. And it just gets in the way of me reaching higher by trying to hold on to all of these things. I know I heard Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith say, we've got some unlearning to do. And I actually saw that in Science of Mind textbook somewhere, that it's just a hindrance after a while on our spiritual path, and even on a physical level. How much stuff do you want to bring with you everywhere you go? And that goes for our thoughts as well.
Yeah, there are a couple things that come to mind. You talked about a suitcase, and of course, that's a metaphor for baggage that we're carrying. And also, another one is trappings. That someone has a lot of trappings, but when you look at that word, also, our trappings can trap us and discourage us from growing. And so letting go. And as folks take our classes, one of the very first things in the early weeks of foundation class that our assignments is for people to go home and clean out their drawers and closets. Because it does stand as a metaphor for us hanging on to old ideas that are no longer serving us. And if we want to be expansive and grow, we need to make room for that to come into our lives. And so cleaning out the closet and emptying the drawers, especially the junk drawer, serve us very well as physical examples of what we're talking about when we talk about changing our thinking so that our world will change.
I did that exact thing yesterday. I went in my closet and started pulling things out, all these things. Even I looked at it and go, why am I holding on to this? Things that don't even fit me anymore. And I'm just praying that it'll fit finally. All the things that we accumulate, we realize it's not about the things, So it felt so cathartic for me to let go and release. I called my sister and I said, hey, I have a bunch of clothes. I'm going to send your way. If you can use them, great. But yeah, holding on and letting go was a big thing yesterday.
Good for you. That's a nice thing to do at the end of the year. You know, as we do the burning bowl ceremony or whatever kinds of ceremonies we do at the end of the year, there's always the burning of things we no longer want to carry with us into the new year. And when it comes to stuff like clothes or even just collectible things, someone else would love to have that. And it would be new in their lives and they would treasure it. For many years, I had this really ugly frog on my porch. I hated it. And then I thought last summer, I said, well, why am I keeping this frog? It really doesn't do anything for me. And someone else would love this orange frog with speckles that's this big. And so I took it to the Humane Society thrift shop, and I can just picture someone saying, oh, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So when we let go of things, we're gifting them to others and also opening the way for our own selves to be creating the vacuum for the good to flow in.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I do want to point out that even though we have things like yearly cleaning or spring cleaning, this can happen any day of the year, any day, every day. I mean, it's as I look around my space, I'm like, how long has that been there? And if it's like it's in the corner and I can see it. And most of the time, I'm not even looking there, and it's been there for a while. I don't, so I know when we're finished, I'm going to remove that and let it go.
Good for you.
You know, and it's so funny because so many of our possessions that we bought, that we have, when it gets to a certain point, sometimes we got to pay to get rid of them. You know, it's like, call the junk man, call some, you know, and take it away.
And the meaning that it had too, at the time that we obtained it, it had meaning, but there was a certain part in our lives that it had meaning for. So releasing this, it's almost as though the meaning behind it no longer exists for us, that we have expanded further from that and moving on to some greater things.
Yeah.
I have a question for everyone. I don't know how StreamYard does with noises, but I have a heavy rain right now and there's a skylight right above me. Do you hear that rain? Is it getting in the way?
I have the rain too. I don't hear it that much over there from you.
Because I can mute.
No, I don't hear it.
Okay, StreamYard is pretty good then to get rid of the ambient noise.
All right, so we can enter into another quote. Leader, would you bring up another quote? Thank
you. Which quote is it? I'm not sure where I am here. Move here.
Okay.
Would you like me to read that?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay.
And it says, there is a power transcendent beyond our needs, our little wants. Demonstrating a dime is good if one needs it, or healing oneself of a pain is certainly good if one has it. But beyond all that, oh, the real feast at the tabernacle of the Almighty, in the temple of the living God, in the banquet hall of heaven, there is something beyond anything that you and I have touched. Again, Ernest Holmes' Sermon by the Sea lecture. And it's that idea is great because most of what we teach is demonstration. Yes, you can demonstrate this, you can demonstrate that, your perfect health and wealth. But wait, there's more. You know, and that's the expansion at what we think is the highest level of demonstrating our good that we desire. Especially in a society of getting and having and using, and even for the greatest of purposes, especially health, which I really view this teaching, the concept of health was just of the most importance. It's like, look, I can't be subject to in the 1800s of being subject to whatever that concept of medicine was, which is like just cut it out and we'll see what happens next. So that was pretty much the higher concept of this teaching of how to use this power. But yet there's more. Anybody else want to contact?
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of folks come into our teaching because they have needs in their lives. And the movie The Secret was very much about the first part of this quote. You know, that we can demonstrate things and show that there is a power to create in our lives the things that we want, be they health or relationships or abundance in all the different forms that it can take. And as we move through that, and of course, there are always things to pray for along the way. This opening to being expressions of the divine is what's going to really bring fulfillment in our lives, isn't it? Just getting the things, or even relieving ourselves of pain, or feeling good health, is not as advanced in our spiritual living as knowing who we are as God in expression, and feeling the meaningfulness that that is, and knowing that that's forever. And we take that with us when we leave this plane.
Absolutely. Anybody else?
You know, for me, coming into religious science back then, before it was CSM, for me, it was a search for something, an emptiness, something that was missing, that I wasn't getting. And when I came upon this teaching, it's like, I mean, a flood of tears, just listening to the service and listening to what it was all about. Like, this is it. I knew at that moment that this is what was missing. And I couldn't get enough of it. I just started reading everything about, you know, centers for spiritual living and earnest homes. And it was filling that spiritual vessel that I was looking for.
Yes, indeed. So I'm going to take this quote down. And bring up the next one. And this is for everyone. And this is from our spiritual leader of our organization. Do I decorate my life with spirit, or is my life a demonstration of what the divine can be as me? And that's for us as well, including all those who are watching and listening. And you can put whatever you would like to contribute in the comments.
Yeah. I for me, since I've been in these things, and the more I understand the universe, what's important to me is to demonstrate, because as I demonstrate, then to me it is obvious. It was obvious to see the power of in each one of us. And so it came so clear a long time ago, early on in the that's what I want to do, to demonstrate, to be it, so others can see out, and they can have a sense of, I would like to be able to do that. Not so much have, because it feels like as I become it to be in my life, as and others are inspired, to allow them to have the life that they like.
And interesting, because allowing is very important. And I know for myself, I like the idea of looking good, looking spiritual. You know, on the outside, doing the right things for the right reasons. However, I found that a lot of times it might still be self-serving. However, uh, how can I allow for spirit to use me? You know, like what is like we do in our visioning, God's highest idea for my life. Anybody else? Any comments?
You know, the word demonstration there in that quote has kind of, I would choose a different word there. I love Sunny, and for my version, if I were to write this quote down, I would say, do I decorate my life with spirit? And I know what decorating is like because I've decorated my home for Christmas. Or is my life an expression of what the divine can be as me?
Love it.
That idea that God is pressing out through us as we invite it to do so. That we are an expression of the divine as we awaken to the truth of who we really are and allow that which is not of the highest to fall away. So yeah, I would just tweak that a little bit if it were me, and because I love the word expression.
Yes. You know, and thank you for that, Peggy. And here's Sherry Chastain, who I just want to thank you, Sherry, for joining us. And just a side note, I probably haven't said it in a long time, but this is the person who invited me to religious science. My very first inkling, well, not the very first, I didn't know what it was before, but she's the one who formally introduced me to religious science and science of mind. So thank you, Sherry. And she says it would be good to do both, but first of all, let life be a demonstration. Absolutely. Let it be an expression. Yeah, I love that. And I love that word expression because I hear it press. You know, it's the presence of the divine pressing out from within. It's X, which means out. So pressing out itself through and as me. So I love that expression. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Peggy. All right. So we have time for one more quote. And let me take this down. And there is a wonderful one quote by Rumi that I think would be appropriate. If I can find it. Is this it? This is it. So, leader Peggy, you want to take the lead on this one?
In this earth, in this soil, in this pure field, let's not plant any seed other than seeds of compassion and love. Yeah, what seeds are we planting? That's a wonderful thing to think about. You know, we only want to plant things we want to have harvested in our experience. I think that was in one of the daily guides. That might have been yesterday's daily guide in the Science of Mind magazine about what seeds we're planting. This wonderful idea that it's a pure field and our thoughts and emotions are planting seeds all the time. And what is it that we're planting? And are we surprised with the harvest that we're getting until we look at what it is we've really been planting?
Yes, indeed. And it's interesting because, you know, if it's just like having a bag of mixed seeds and not knowing what am I planting each and every day, which I think is one of the important reasons to start my day with meditation and prayer. So I'm already prepping myself for what is going to be expressed through me. If I start my day with confusion, there could be anything coming out, you know, and plant and landing and being planted. And this, you know, the scary thing to me is we don't always get to see what we plant right away. You know, what we seed. We don't see what we seed instantly. Sometimes we do, And a lot of times, especially when it comes to in our relationships, whatever we're dropping, it'll come back to us at some point, you know, and they'll let us know, or we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And so, if this Rumi quote talks about mindfulness as well, compassion and mindfulness to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would add to Rumi that all of the divine qualities we can be planting as seeds
Yes.
of abundance and wholeness. We can be planting seeds of divine activity and order. So seeds of compassion and love are wonderful in our relationships. And then for us to also be open to experience and expressing all the divine qualities, and knowing that our being an example of those in the lives of others is part of our gift to them.
Mm. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So I believe, well, let's see. Well, let's tackle one more quote. Let's check it out.
Ah.
Oh, yes.
I love this quote.
Okay, well, you started.
There's no place where we begin. God leaves off. We can find God only within ourselves. And that's from Ernest Holmes' Living Science of Mind, page 111. Are you able to hear me? Okay.
Yes, it's a little choppy, but go ahead, continue.
Just letting it land right there for you.
Whenever I see these kind of quotes, I'm always thinking of Michelangelo's painting on the top of the chapel with the finger of God and the finger of man almost touching. And I think, wow, if only he had done it when they're connected, wow, how more that would seem more accurate to me. That there is no leaving off, there is no space in between, and that's our true nature of what we call or perceive as great, awesome allness and power and presence of the divine being. Um, that is right where I am and right where each and every one is. And I think when we are able, I feel when we're able to, we, all of humanity, because I think other animals have a better idea of this, if they have an idea. I think they just know that they're connected. However, us humans being, uh, as we are,
having
seem
the
to
choice to disconnect.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
do have the choice to disconnect, and so in our ignorance we might be disconnected, but it isn't that God's not right here where we are. We just are unaware of it.
Yeah. And there's that ego also that's like, something more powerful, like there's that me that I can make God in my own image, rather than be vulnerable to a power, invisible power that, yes, has created everything out of itself. However, yeah, but there's me, yeah. Little me, little me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this quote, and I think if we were to read around it in Living the Science of Mind, we would find that Ernest Holmes has said that God is everywhere, but we don't go outside of ourselves to find it. So since God is everywhere present and right within us, we can go and search forever and never find it outside of ourselves. We do have to find it within ourselves.
Yes, go ahead.
So this idea of omnipresence is wonderful, because then we also know that the presence of the divine is in every other person. And whether or not they're aware of it, our job is to be aware of it, about them, and recognize the divine, that namaste consciousness, the God in me salutes the God in you, and for us to live from that place. And I think that goes back to the Rumi quote, where love and compassion comes in. They really are two sides of the same thing. that as we come from love and compassion, we're also coming from this place of recognizing our oneness.
Absolutely. Thank you. And that actually is a great lead in. Well, it's a great way to close the talk as we go into our affirmations. I just want to also mention that as we started off this conversation, we're talking about what's next. Well, this is a great place to start. What's next? Going into the new year, happy new you, happy, new life is like, let's start seeing in our mind, in our heart, in our soul, in our experience and expression that God is right where we are, right within us. And so that's a good place to start. So thank you so much, Dr. Peggy, for that. And now we're going to do some affirmations. I would love for the three of you to do our affirmations. And the way I usually like for us to do them is to repeat them twice. Take a breath and repeat. So, is this our first one? Okay, so we'll start with Ellen. Are you able to vocalize? No? All right. So I'll start the first one and invite each one to take a breath. It is so that I am grateful to get to be open at the top. Oh, let's do that again. Let's take in a breath. It is so that I am grateful to get to be open at the top. And Dr. Peggy, you could do the next one.
Yes, let's breathe and then say together, it is so that I'm willing to expand into that openness at the top. As we breathe deeply and take it in, let's say it again. It is so that I am willing to expand into that openness at the top.
Thank you. And we'll have Lita do the next one.
And we take another deep breath. It is so that I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. We'll say that again. It is so that I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. And so it is, and now it is.
So it is, and now it is. Thank you, thank you. So I'm going to do a brief spiritual mind treatment. So I invite each one to just wait in the wings, and we'll bring you right back. And so thank you, one and all. And so in knowing that there's only one power, one presence, one life, and that life is God's life. That life is whole, perfect, and complete, expressing itself in, through, and as its creations. I just like to sit with that concept. It is infinite truth, infinite truth, which is that God is all there is. We use the word God, but the creator of all that is the infinite truth. That's the same truth yesterday, today, and forever. And so I am knowing that each one of us, we are the descended masters operating and expressing in our ascending to the top, ascending our rising consciousness to express the true nature of who we are and why we are, where we are, how we are, what we are. We're finding out as we continue to reach to the top, to express on the ever evolving top Because there's always room at the top. And that top is ever expanding. And, and that word expansion is true in all of our finiteness. Because in that finiteness is the infinite. And so, how awesome it is to know that we are expanding our conscious awareness in all of our affairs, in our relationships, seeing the presence of the divine, not just in everyone, but as everyone. Looking within, with the mirror of truth of who I am is the truth of who each and every other ones of the one is. Because there's only one. And so I know that power and presence is alive and well, not only in relationships, but in relationship to health and money, the well-being of our success, of that which we desire, which we know that the divine has installed, is expressing through each and every one of us to the best of its ability, as we step out of the way, remove our bloated nothingness, as we realize with our real eyes, not just our eyeballs, but the eyes within our mind, not brain, mind, and if we mind our business, and we are about the business of the Creator, why we are here, to do what we are here, and we are divinely supported in wonderful ways with everything that is necessary and needed to contribute to our purpose on the planet. The why am I here? We get to release all that which is unnecessary, that is no longer necessary to get to the next step, to get to the next level of being, our grand rising consciousness, releasing that which has served us well. And if it hasn't served us well, then let that go too. And so I give thanks knowing that these words are spoken as a decree, as a reminder, as the truth of who we are in this and each successive moment. The child of God, which grows up to be like the parent, even greater things that we be and do and have. So I give thanks and release this word knowing, yes, it is already flowing. It is already good. It is already contributing to this expansion and expression of each and every one of us according to the law, divine right action that says, name it and claim it. And it shall be done. And so since it is done already in the mind of the divine, I let it be the good that it continues to unfold to be right here, right now. Please affirm with me for your acknowledgement, knowing that this is the truth by saying, and so it is, and now it is. Right on.
Right
Right?
on.
And so I invite and Ellen, yes, are you able to, can we hear you?
You can hear me.
Oh, very well. And if you would please talk about the power of prayer. I love how you do that.
Well, the power of prayer, you should give us connect with. I just want to tell you that I don't have classes and I cannot.
Oh, okay. All right.
What I'm going to say is say that the power of prayer, you want to experience the power of prayer. And you should connect with us, so we can pray for you, so pray for whatever situation, condition you feel that needs to be released, that needs to be created in a way you are tired. You want to connect, and when you do that, we can have your pray for you for days, and once the prayer answer, then you can let us know. And if it's like, can you like us to pray for us, connect back with us. The number and that is on the screen that Reverend Rodney will type, so you can be, so we can continue to pray for you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna take you off for a minute. Because I don't see me, but I guess if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. You're just see an icon of you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why no one is coming up on the screen. And I put everybody on the screen.
All right. So One Love Center has prayer professionals ready, willing, and able to remind you that Spirit is full of power, is the only power, charged and already always within you for your immediate use. And prayer requests for prayer support can be sent to revrod17@gmail.com, or you can call 844-295-5155. And please know that all of your prayer requests are kept in the strictest of confidence. And we will most certainly pray for a period of 7 days. We'll do our spiritual mind treatment and know the truth about whatever situation that you're going through. Also, please know that we are grateful for your donations to One Love Center. And for those who'd like to continue to do so or start, you can make a donation to PayPal. Go to our website, onelovecenter.org, or you and look for the PayPal app, or you can use the Cash Me app. And to use Cash Me app is $OneLoveCSL. And you can make your donation there. Or if you like sending money orders, you can go to our website and send it to our to our mailing address, P.O. Box number 1272, Brooklyn, New York, 11201. And we have affirmation of abundance to assist you. And so take a moment. And if you're feeling at all spiritually fed, please feel free to contribute. Also, feel free to contribute, and you can contribute by even sending this video through YouTube or through Facebook to other people who might get something out of it. So we have an affirmation of abundance, and we can recite that, and to further bring home the message that of the availability of the divine through the resource of money. And it goes like this: money, as one of many gifts of spirit, is good. And as I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gift, more money, and more good. And I am grateful for the ability to give and receive, and for the good works that these gifts do in our center and in our world. And now it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have some announcements that I'd like to bring up. We are requesting a member for technical assistance, which we definitely need. And you can also, if you like to know more about this teaching and how you can have spiritual awareness and greater spiritual living in your life, consider joining our class starting in January. It's Beyond Limits. Go to our website and leave your intention to join us, and we will contact you. Okay. So I'm going to see how we can do this. Okay, hold on. Oh, here we are. Okay. All righty. So, I certainly want to thank everyone for being here. And we're going to actually have a joint closing prayer. It can be as one word or a few words that you'd like to contribute to the closing prayer. But before we do the closing prayer and finish with a wonderful song, are there any final comments that you'd like to make, anyone?
I would just like to thank you, Reverend Rod, for inviting me to be here today And knowing that as you go forward into 2025, your center finds its wondrous gifts that they're sharing with the world in whatever ways your visioning are bringing forth.
Okay. Lita?
I just want to thank you and so blessed this year to have been a part of your services on Sunday. Thank you for allowing me to share with you.
Thank you. Ellen, can you, anything?
I am grateful of you that and able to participate. Just feeling very feel for what is to be.
Awesome. And folks, I just want to let you know how awesome Ellen is. She also does this in Spanish. Well, she has her communities and connections and just other activities that she does in Spanish throughout the week to assist the Spanish speaking community. And so if you know people who would benefit from it, check us out on Facebook and check out our website and let us know. And if you don't see anything, certainly send us an email so that we can get you connected. Okay. So just awesome. And Ellen, I just want to thank you. I thank you all for being such an integral part of my life in so many different ways. Um, I just wish that everybody could have this kind of love in their life. Or be aware that they do have this kind of love in their life if they only look within and look what's around them. And if you're not seeing it, there's something you can do about it. Okay, start within and look at the presence of the divine within, and then you'll start seeing it in all of your affairs and all of your relationships. So, closing prayer time. Let me see if I can somehow bring us closer together. Okay. All right. So, as we go within, please feel free to close your eyes if you like, unless you're driving or operating heavy machinery. And just know that there is within us, behind the eyelids, in our mind, which is open, that there is a grand rising consciousness that is taking place, and we allow for that to flourish. We allow for it to expand at what we might think is the top. So I am knowing as we go throughout this week, day by day, let's start with today, that there is a greater realization to be had, a real seeding of peace and love and joy and all the other qualities of the divine. That comes from looking within and knowing that there is ever expansion at the top. And I pass my word.
And I just give thanks for this opportunity and knowing that as we each go our separate ways this day, and however we're viewing this particular celebration of life, that we know this truth, that however far we have reached, we know there is more, that infinite nature of the invisible creative power that creates everything and then becomes that which it creates is flowing through our ideas, and that our ideas are uplifted so that our lives are blessed and we bless all with those in whom we come in contact.
Yes, so good that remember that one of us is connected mind with mind with that divinity that bring us that as we to the end of the and to the beginning, more clarity to our minds, hearts, and we may remember with clarity powerful people so we allow just and do as we become more aware of the power in our heart. I am grateful and so much more.
And so I am knowing that this learning, this teaching is embracing everyone who comes across it, who is watching live or coming onto the recording. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have you join us and learn and grow with us, and your spirit of thought and love, and knowing that this coming year is going to be prosperous and adventurous and all good things for you. I am grateful. And so I pass to Reverend Rodney.
And so knowing that there's only one, and we heard all of the aspects of the one through these different voices, I'm just knowing that it is okay to release these words, because they already are blessing us moving forward from each moment to each moment until we see each other again next year. Oh, how wonderful it is to be in this number of the number one of the one of which we are. So for this and so much more, I give thanks, and let it be as it unfolds to be, with grace and love and joy and all other goodies. I simply affirm it by saying amen, and so it is, and now it is. And so we have a closing song, and again, just thank you all. We have a closing song, and then we might have two, because this is a short one, but we'll see. Okay.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we are the place. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. We are the place.
Okay. All right. Welcome again, and thank you all for being present and accounted for. And much love to everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Day. Happy every day. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy to
Yes.
be here with you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Nice
Happy
to
New
meet
Year.
you.
All right. Good. We'll do
Bye-bye.
it again next year.
Yes.
All right. God bless you all.
Okay, bye-bye.
I have a quick question for Lita.